Good morning, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess. Here to do your What's Cracking for Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. It's growing rapidly and I'm still quite overwhelmed by it all. If my readings don't resonate with you, you can move on to the next reader. Or try me again tomorrow, because sometimes I try them and I'll get 2 or 3 that won't resonate and then the next day we're all back to normal again. What else can I say? If you're interested in finding out more about me, I'll leave the details in the box below. I know the last few days I haven't been leaving any details there because I've been trying to do the readings and rush off to work. So I'll leave you some details down the bottom. The bonus reading this week is for Libra, who has nearly, I think, 4,000 hits on one of my videos. 4,000? That's an awful lot. Very big for me. But anyway, let's see what's cracking for you guys today. Beautiful. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Rods. Now, the 9 of Rods has earned the name of the warrior card, the wounded warrior. And the reason being is because this person is standing in front of her rod. She's got herself fenced off and she's ready to hit anybody who comes her way. And she's already fought so many battles, one more just won't matter. It just doesn't matter. So maybe some of you in the place this morning where something has happened and you feel like you need to stand up for yourself again, and it's not a nice feeling. Sometimes this can just be about putting boundaries around yourself because you've been hurt in the past. And, you know, while these boundaries don't always look healthy, the message in this card is to make sure you have your boundaries in place. So, you know, if you don't want people to walk all over you, if you're in a job or a relationship or your family give you a hard time, make sure you let them know that you won't put up with it. Because for some unknown reason, a lot of us don't stick up for ourselves and we get trodden on. And really, you need to ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen if I do this? But anyway, certainly feeling a bit beaten up and wound or war, what do they call it? War-torn, war-beaten today. Okay, yeah, so you're moving away from something. You're moving away from something. I don't know if this is a job or whether it's a relationship, but whatever it is, you've had a really hard time with it by the looks of this. And it's time to walk away. So you're off on your merry way. You've got all of your things in your boat with you, your ideas. You've got all your stick swords. So they would be your ideas, your lessons, your thoughts. You're taking them with you. So in other words, emotionally, you've moved on. Okay, the next card out is the 8 of Rods. Now, the 8 of Rods usually talks about getting messages very quickly. It can talk about the arrows of love. It's quite interesting that it's come after these 2 cards that sort of talk about wounding and moving on. So I'll see how this attaches to the others. But this card is very fast, very rapid wand movement. It's usually very passionate. So, you know, it can mean messages coming in very quickly, but they usually have quite a passionate nature. And next card is then the 10 of Cups. Now this is going to be a very interesting reading because it's all over the place this morning, but it doesn't surprise me getting the 9 of Wands straight up because that usually gives off a mixed energy anyway. So we have the 10 of Cups here. And to me, it looks like you're moving towards this very rapidly. So I don't know whether you've, got sick of relationships, or jobs or whatever being such a burden on you that you're moving into something so much nicer, because this is what you want. You want this 10 of Cups, whether this is at work, family, or whatever. You want the ultimate joy. You don't want to be stuck in places where you keep constantly getting hurt. And definitely the energy you're moving to, and very rapidly as well. Okay, and the next card we have out is the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles represents an earth sign. He can be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Now, there are a few things that I'm feeling here for people. So it could be you're moving towards someone because you've had bad problems in the past and you're moving to someone that you feel could help you out with this. It could be a father figure or friend. If it's a romantic interest, it could be that you're leaving one situation to go to another one, because this man is he's very grounded. He's financially stable. He can offer you everything you'd like to have. So in terms of a Ten of Cups, he's your sort of more ideal partner here. So you look like you're moving towards this person. Now, it could be that this person is helping you to move away from a situation. So not necessarily romantic. It could be a friend, brother, father. But someone's helping you move to this place, or you're moving towards this person. Okay, and the next card out we have is Five of Rods. Now I figure, you know, this is your head at the moment. This isn't bickering with other people. It could be, but it feels more like this is your own internal conflicts at the moment. If you're bickering with other people, it could be the reason you've moved on. It could be why you've asked someone for help to move on. This may not be a terrible situation for someone. It could be a work situation, being the King of Pentacles is involved. Someone may have offered you a job and you see it's more lucrative than the one you're currently in. So you're moving towards something new in that regard. There isn't any cards here at the moment that say it's love, so it could just be moving from a bad situation into a better one. So definitely some mental conflict there. And then we have the Lovers. How interesting. No cards of love. Okay, so it looks like you are moving towards someone, or you're moving towards what you think you need. So maybe in the past you've had really bad luck with people you've been with, and you're making this effort now to move on. You know, it could be that you're moving on. I mean, definitely moving on emotionally, but this may not be a physical move. The King of Pentacles may just represent the person that you want to be with, that you're moving towards. Because seeing this card here, I'm thinking, is this sort of romanticized? Are you thinking, you know, you want to move because you've been having such bad luck with relationships and you know that the right person is out there? So you may not have this person yet, but you've got your sights set on them. If you're a believer of, you know, having the one, the twin flame, the soulmate, maybe you're just moving towards this person because you can feel them or you can hear them calling you, because that can happen too. Okay, and the next card out is the Five of Swords. So there's more conflict here. Now this is a different kind of conflict, because to me this is, you know, being quite, it's a win at the loss of others. So I feel that maybe you're moving on in something, but you're questioning whether you really won in this situation or not. It may be that you've decided to move on and leave someone thinking that you want something different, but now you're questioning whether you've done the right thing moving from where you were. It could be that you've moved away from something stable and now you're unstable and you're questioning if it's the right place to be. But there's definitely an element here of understanding that what you've done has been true to yourself. So whatever you've moved away from, you have done it for the right reasons. It may not feel like it at the moment, but you have. Because you've looked after yourself. We see you as the wounded warrior in the general energy. So that says to me that you have done what you needed to do. You have the right to sort of sit back and feel a bit sort of proud of yourself, a bit chuffed with what you've done. Because actually you needed to do this, whatever situation you've moved away from. Page of Swords. So now it feels to me like you are ready. You know, this card can be seen as the internet stalking card. It can be seen as someone stalking you. The thing is, in this one, it doesn't. It feels like this is you, because you're new and you're fresh. You've walked away from a situation. You're starting something new. You're only young. Maybe you have walked away from a job or a partnership, and you're now in this position where you feel a little bit vulnerable because you're new at this. You haven't done this before. And now you're being asked to wield this sword, and you're not really sure how to do that because you haven't experienced this before. So if you've come out of something where you've been for a long time and you've got used to things a certain way, this sword would be feeling very, I mean, look at the person's face. They're guarded. They're unsure. Very nervous looking. So I feel this is you at the moment. Somehow or another you're in this place where you're unsure where you are. You know you need to now walk in your truth. You know that you need to get on this new path, but you're still very, very nervous about it. Okay, and then we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant talks about, lots of things: structure, organisation. Can talk about big organisations, moving to a big organisation for work. It could be this is what's standing in front of you. Perhaps if you're moving to a new job, it's not the type of job you've had before. The Hierophant in this one really feels to me for some people that it's talking about trusting the journey. It's talking about having faith. He's quite a religious card, and I feel like strongly that this is what it's trying to tell you, that you need to hold fast in this situation and keep going and have faith in whatever you're going towards, whether this is a job, whether this is a relationship, friendship, it's a family situation. You need to have faith because the universe is moving you to something different and new. And it may feel overwhelming and daunting at the moment, but actually you're in a really good position. And then we have the Ten of Rods. So you're allowed to put down this burden now. You don't have to carry this any longer. It's the end of a cycle. You're about to move into something new, something that you've really wanted, something you've worked towards. And it's been a very, very long journey. But what I can say to you with the Eight of Rods here, it's something that will lead you to something much better. So whether this is a choice in work, whether it's love coming in, you're definitely on your way to finding something better. So you can put down your worries and your troubles now. Just have faith that the universe is bringing you in something better. Nice reading, people. I will put an oracle card on that. Sometimes when I do the readings, I think there's so many different messages here and it's so hard to get them all out in one reading. So I don't know whether you guys, I feel like some of you guys have just left a job not knowing what you're doing or where you're going, but the situation you were in was just too much. Too much. Can't do it anymore. It's really getting you down. And I feel like for others it's, family situations where you've put up with so much from your family and now you can't deal with it anymore and you've had to walk away from that. But I know that the cards here show that no matter what happens, you're being led to do this. You're being led to support yourself to get to something better. Okay, so King Solomon's come out for you and it talks about priorities. Now, when I look at this spread, I think the greatest priority here is to make sure you're looking after yourself. So that's the very first message that comes through. The next message that comes through is I feel like you've been looking after other people before, whether that would be at work or whether it's in a relationship. The Wounded Warrior card tells me that. So for me, the priority here is making sure that you're doing things because you want them. Do things because you know which path you want to take. Do things because you're the important one. So make sure you put yourself as a priority. It's very, very important to do that. Thanks, guys.